3 up, 2 across, tap that play button 3 times, and walk through the archway into Dialogue Alley. Hello and welcome to Dialogue Alley, the official Potter Collector podcast about Harry Potter books, book translations, and all other things magical. I'm Melanie.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Erik.
And the 3 of us are Harry Potter book translation collectors. We collect Harry Potter books from all over the world, and we have all of the covers. Oh, guys, I posted about this on our Instagram, but I feel like this is a good segue into this. That was all la-di-da or usual scheduled programming, everything that I just said.
We interrupt the introduction to our show.
Because it just reminded me, okay, we collect Harry Potter books from all over the world, right? We have all of these covers. So Mother's Day, I went to this bookstore. Every year we go to a town called Greenport, which is very eastern Long Island, and it's a really cute New England-y kind of town. And we always shop and stuff. They have this cute little niche mom and pop bookstore there, and I'm standing at the counter. I'm buying Nora a couple of books, and I look on the shelf and I look at the guy behind the counter, and I'm like, that is a Ukrainian edition of Chamber of Secrets. And
wow, well done.
And he looked at me and he was like, yeah, how do you know that? And I was like, I have the first Harry Potter book in every language, actually, and I have a podcast about it, and I know a whole lot about all that, but I don't have that book. And the guy was like, yeah, I don't think that my boss is selling it. I think it's just a conversation piece. And I was like, I'm the person that the conversation is for. I think that book is here for me. It wants me to take it home to be with its brother, Philosopher Stone, in Ukrainian. That's one set that I don't have the whole set, and I wish I had the whole set because it's so good.
You need to get one of the gift bags with the books. The Ukrainian gift bag is really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have it. It's right here.
I have mine up on the shelf, or I'd show you.
You know what my issue with it is years ago I put a full set in my cart on eBay, and it was $75. And I think I put an offer in for $70, and they didn't take it. And I was like, that's malarkey. I can't believe they didn't take it for $75. And that same set has sat on my watch list, and the price goes up and up and up and up. And now it's over $100. And now I'm just mad about it. So now I just haunt myself over that Ukrainian set. But yeah, I got into a conversation with this guy about oh yeah, the Ukrainian set, gotta watch out for them because they have spoilers right on the cover. And I told him about Quirrell and whatever. And he was like, that's so cool. I know a whole lot about these books. It's pretty crazy.
Does he want a Ukrainian? Because I have 3 first one.
No, but you know what? I feel next
maybe
time I go, I might grab one of my extra copies or whatever. I don't know, maybe they would want to trade or something. I would do a fair trade, but
yeah,
if I find something that has a cool cover art and be like, hey, I see that you like foreign Harry Potter books. It just so happens that I brought this one with me. I have a German.
Even if you have
I have a
even if you
German
have
philosopher.
throwaway
That's a
cover
fun
of
one.
one you don't need. Yeah, you could just give it to them to put on their shelf.
I know. Honestly, I would just do that.
And then you could put a little Dialogue Alley
Something.
little note on there, little QR code actually.
Ooh.
Genius. Look at that. Okay, well, today in our episode of our podcast, sorry guys, sorry about the long little tangent. It is season 5, episode 16. Actually, this kind of segues a bit well, talking about being in a bookstore and things like that, because something that we've talked about in a few of our past episodes that we've wanted to do an episode on is book trends. And I know I am I don't want to say that I'm very, very deep into book talk on TikTok. I dabble in book talk. And there are a lot of books that I've gotten into because of TikTok. But I have noticed like so many things are like super, super in right now with like books that are actually being published. And you can see that like people are wanting to have a hard copy of books in their hands again, which I feel like for the longest time, like people weren't buying books, and now people are back into buying books and they want to have that copy in their hand. And so they have to do things to make them more marketable so they can sell these books. So I think like talking about book trends and how it kind of relates back to Harry Potter is like a kind of cool topic. It's something I've wanted to talk about for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. We've touched on wanting to talk about this for
A while.
the last
Like-
5 episodes. Something's always gotten brought up.
Yeah,
and
I'm
we're
like,
oh,
guys,
that's part of the trends.
We
Yeah.
gotta talk about book trends. I know. So today is finally that day. But first, we have some, dare I say, epic news. It's overplayed at this point.
We have
I'm so
epic
sorry.
news. Epic Universe opens tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big day. I'm really excited. Like, that's the official opening of it. It's tomorrow.
Which is Thursday, May 22nd.
Yeah,
Because
I'm glad
we're
you said
recording
that.
this on Wednesday, May 21st.
May 21st.
So by the time you hear this, it will already be open.
I'm
but,
really
I mean, it's
excited to see how it's
officially
received by the public. So I'll be watching Instagram and shorts and all that good stuff to see how it goes. Because
I
I
can't
want to
wait to
go.
see
I
the
just
wait
want things to
times.
settle down. Oh yeah.
I know. And especially because when Peter was on talking about all the attractions that, like, I know for sure there's 2 in the Isle of Burke that's like, it's the same ride we have here at the Mall of America, and it's a slow loader. Like, I don't know how they're going to get people through that line. It's just the capacity is so low of how many people can get through there per hour. So, like, and it's not really, in my opinion, worth waiting more than 20 minutes for. So even the smaller rides, I'm just curious. And
Yeah.
there is a lot to do there, but when I was just going through the checklist of things, it's not that much compared to the other 2 parks that are essentially one big park if you're getting the park to park ticket and you can take the Hogwarts Express in between the 2, or honestly just walk between the 2. It's like the same thing going to Disneyland and DCA. Like, they're literally a 2-minute walk if you are brisk. Like, they're not far. So Epic Universe is far away. So I'm curious to see how, like, that whole logistics of park hopping, if that people are even going to do that for the first couple months or what, because it's far away. It's a bus ride away.
Yeah.
It's not just a walk away or a casual train ride, which is actually an attraction,
It's
alone by itself.
Yeah, it's a ride. Technically.
I think-
it's worth getting the park to park ticket just to ride that attraction. So
I
it's
think
gonna be
that
different. It's
it'll
kinda
be
set off
figured
by
out.
itself.
Like, I think it's something that's going to end up being like future Epic World problems, because like Epic Universe problems, because I mean that as once things like kind of settle in and people have been exposed to the park more and more and they're going more and more often, it's going to, I feel like there's like the time period where the park itself like kind of settles in and people get comfortable and people know like, oh, I need a whole day to do this park, or I can do both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure in one day. I know for me, I can get a park hopper for 1 or 2 days at Islands and Universal, and that's enough for me. And I could do everything that I want to do in those 1 or 2 days. I can get everything done that I want to do at both parks in 1 or 2 days. I feel like for now, Epic Universe is going to be that's a 1-day park. It's like going to Magic Kingdom. And not for nothing, there are people that know Disney very well, go often enough that they do park hop and they do go to each park or multiple parks a day and whatnot. I don't like doing that. I like giving each park its full attention a full day, but I'm more settled into Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios in that I could do both of those park hopper in one day and be set. And I feel like Epic Universe is going to have that eventual settled feeling when people are going to get to know the park and feel like, oh, well, you know, I come to Epic Universe because I really just like to do Super Nintendo World stuff, and that's all I really want to do. So I'm just going to go there, and then I'm going to hop over and do the Harry Potter stuff at Islands and Universal. Then I feel like park hopper is going to be more of an issue for them, and they might have to figure something more seamless out. But I think that's like I said, it's a future Epic Universe problem.
Yeah, I can just see at this point people getting like a park to park ticket and then a single day ticket, like in the same trip, because it's cheaper to get a single day park ticket. So you get the park to park tickets for the two that are connected, and then you'd think Universal would want to upsell you and make your entire trip a park to park ticket, not just, you know, like mixing and matching within that stay. Like same with Disney. Like it's rare that someone would buy like a 3-day park hopper and a 1-day single admission to Magic Kingdom. Like that, it just doesn't seem like that's how people do that. But when, you know, family of 4, family of 5, you know, that extra $25, $20, whatever it is that they're going to charge for that.
Yeah.
Like that adds up. So it's gonna add like another layer to how people plan to do their Universal vacations, because it is going to be more of like a resort type feel, where there's enough parks where you might have a down day where you go to the hotel, and then you might have a volcano day or Volcano Bay water park day. Like, so like the way that they organize it, it's going to be different. People are going to try to plan their trips different, and it might be almost too much now to do an entire Universal trip at the same time as an entire Disney World trip. There's going to be so much to do at both. That seems overwhelming. That, you know,
I'm overwhelmed just by you saying that.
In their full, you know, glory. Not like, yeah, we did a Disney trip and I just want to tack on one day at Universal because I really love eating at, I don't know, Leaky Cauldron, or I'm going for Universal, but I really love going to Epcot and just experiencing that World Showcase. So I'm going to tack on one day at Epcot at the end of my Universal trip. So yeah, it's just a weird, that's how I'm planning in my brain. Like,
yeah.
How is this going to affect how people change their vacation plans? Because there's more to do, which is not a bad thing. That's a great thing that there's more options. So
yeah, I'm excited to see how it pans out. Do we have any other news?
You could have said you could say how it Peter pans out. That would have been a Disney.
Sorry, I realized I reorganized my books, and I realized, 1, I'm an idiot, and 2, I actually had the complete set of Montenegrin, and I had put Montenegrin in the M's and also with Serbia, so they were in 2. My Montenegrins were spread out.
Oh no!
And I was like, I thought I had the complete set. Turns out I did. I just alphabetized them in 2 places.
How embarrassing.
So
wow.
that was what was going on during the news.
Book collector problems.
Why don't you do something about it?
I was so confused.
Could swear I had all of them.
I know. And then I was like, well, fine, I just need book 4. And then I found book 4 and with the M's over in Montenegrin, along with a spare book 1 and 2.
Amazing.
I know. Wow. So that happened. My bad.
That did happen. But you know what else is happening?
Ooh.
Some trendy books and book trends.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Good idea, Melanie.
We don't have Peter here. I feel like Peter has been like practicing his like segues. And obviously Peter's not here because he's going to the grand opening for Epic Universe. So that's why Peter's not here right now. Makes a lot of sense. But yeah, he's been like practicing his segues for each segment.
Yeah.
So
He'll say he's not, but he totally is. He's got a notebook, I bet.
I bet he's
Sitting
got
right
like
there.
Chat GPT open. Like, this is what we're talking about in the news. And then this is our main segment. Give me some segues on how to get there. And I bet you Chat GPT would come up with some good ones.
Seriously.
I'm sure. Well, this is our segue because now we're going to talk about our main segment, which is about book trends. And this is, like we mentioned in the intro, this is something we wanted to talk about and just dedicate its own time for, because this really has become a popular thing, not just within Harry Potter books, but books in general. And I think we're going to be talking specifically about these trends and how they have appeared in all of these different Harry Potter books, both within the United States and abroad, all over the world. Really, book publishers are doing these things with books to get them in people's hands because, like Melanie said again in the intro, after the pandemic, people were going even more digital with stuff. I think we were really hitting like the ceiling of ebooks and getting books digitally from the library. And while those are still great options, no one had to convince the three of us or Peter to stop getting physical books. Like, that is our thing. We collect them. And honestly, I still enjoy reading any book that I'm reading in physical form.
Oh, for
I just
sure.
like it better. I that's my preference. My wife has gone like exclusively digital on her phone, which I tried and I just can't. I can't do it. It's too small. It's just different. Anyway, don't need to talk about my gripes about e-reading, but what once was something really special and mind-blowing in a book that maybe came out 10 years ago now seems to be a must-do for publishers in books. And we have a list of things that we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about some of these trends and kind of describe them, but then maybe think of an example or two within the Harry Potter collection we have, or even just any other books that we've seen out and about that are following this trend. So the first one we want to talk about is books that have a sprayed or stenciled side edge. That is when a book, which normally just has paper around the three exposed sides that are not the spine, just looks like paper. And now it's become really popular to either spray that side edge of a book a solid color, do a stenciled design, maybe put some like shimmery foil action on there. Yeah, we talked about that amazing Slovak book. Yeah, and something else that I was thinking of from the past was the original series of Unfortunate Events hardcover set by Lemony Snicket.
Oh.
The side edge of those books, it was like frayed, like the pages didn't really line up.
I love pages like that, like the rough cut. They feel like paper. I mean, you know what I mean, like with
and
the
at the time,
paper.
I thought that was so cool, and I remember not seeing many other books that did something cool like that, aside from honestly like a Bible that would have like a gilded side edge of gold.
Oh yeah,
I just like have this like vivid memory of just like a simple like black leather-bound Bible with shiny gold edge with a ribbon bookmark on it. And I remember thinking, like, the pages are gold on the edge. Like, it cannot get any cooler than that. Well, lo and behold, we have more things to make things cooler. But yeah, that series of Unfortunate Events was like the first time I saw an actual book that I wanted to read have something cool with the side edge. And now we're just seeing that all over the place with Harry Potter books, especially within the past year. Even it's just exploded. And we've also talked about how like the Onyx Storm book, the special deluxe edition,
oh my god,
has the sprayed side edge. And like they knew what they were doing for that.
I honestly think that that's what started the trend. Like, I do think that Fourth Wing and the Fourth Wing series is what kind of started that trend, because like Fourth Wing came out, and then there were certain companies that were doing these like limited edition, which that's something we'll get into also, but like we're doing limited edition books that had these painted side edges, and because the first printing of Fourth Wing had a stenciled side edge with dragons on it, which was really cool. Then they came out with a special edition for Target that had stenciled side edges with dragons on it. Then they came out with a holiday edition of Fourth Wing that had black side edge. And now it was all of these different indie companies that were making their own versions of of all of the books, particularly Onyx Storm, because at that point it like the Fourth Wing series is completely like flown off the handle. Everyone's reading it, but like that book, I've seen so many different side edges. I'm pretty sure they have like these either it's their German edition or their French edition. I can't start collecting like another series in like all these different languages, but it's either their French or their German edition are stunning books with insane side edges. They look so cool with like lightning going up the sides and dragons, and they're colorful, they're beautiful, and now you're just seeing all of these books coming out doing that. I don't know if you guys saw, there's like special editions of the Hunger Games that came out. Target has a box set.
No, I didn't.
They have like a floral side edge. They are gorgeous. And the only reason why I didn't get them was because Sunrise of the Reaping hadn't come out yet. And I was like, well, I would want the whole set. I don't want to get just 5 books, or just 4 books, because I think they did Songbirds and Snakes in this format as well. I was like, I don't want to just get the 4 books and not get Sunrise and the Reaping. Because that's my crazy like book rules that I have for myself. But their side edges are gorgeous. So
that kind of makes me want to just do an entire episode about Harry Potter books with side edge action. Because like we could talk about it all now, but
there's
that would
a bunch
that would
now
go forever.
Yeah, we have
so
a good
many.
amount.
Like I was just thinking of listing them, but I'm like, no, because I'd want to talk about all of them in more depth. And
all right, stay tuned, everybody.
We have more trends. We have more trends to get to. Next. Well, I will say with the Harry Potter books with the stencil side edge, that one, the Slovak 25th anniversary that we talked about last episode, just like a prime example of this trend right now. Like, and a great example of it. Not just like we'll do it too because everyone is. Like, that is a side edge done right and just in a stunning, spectacular way. Like, enough to make you want to buy another copy of a book that you have pretty much the same version of. Much like the quote-unquote anniversary edition that we got in the U.S. of Sorcerer's Stone from Scholastic. Wah, blah, blah, blah. And that's all we have to say about that. So the next trend that we want to talk about is any sort of embellishments to a book using foil. So any sort of shiny gold or silver, sometimes like holographic kind of pseudo 3D effect. It's just used to add kind of this. Oh, Melanie, I like what you put. It's used to add a premium magical feel. That's great. Love that.
Thanks.
Yeah. And like it's so great when it's on the cover because you can see it. And I think all of us growing up with the Harry Potter books from Scholastic that had foil on the front, like that was always a big thing. Like, hey, what's the next color of the Harry Potter font foil going to be for the next book? And that was a big reveal. But when you take the jacket off books now, sometimes they're adding extra foil right onto the boards, which is like, surprise, we have even more wonderment for you to enjoy under here that you weren't expecting. So that's just really great. And not for naught, the Scholastic books, original hardcover 1 through 7 in the US, they had foily, shimmery shininess on the spine. Like they had beautiful cloth spine with the diamond pattern boards, but then they had the little shiny foil on the spine. They didn't have to do that. No one's putting the book on the shelf without the jacket on. Like, I mean, you could, I suppose, but no one was doing that. And they still added the foil on the spine. It makes it feel a little more premium. And I also think specifically the deluxe illustrated editions of the Harry Potter books that come in the slipcase. with the added foil on there, it makes it feel premium. It makes it feel like you got what you paid for to add that extra money to get the deluxe edition of something. And we're seeing that Melanie just mentioned specifically with the with Onyx Storm, with the deluxe edition, with the holiday edition. They're adding just this extra stuff to make it different, but not just different, to make it worth getting.
I think they just like are appealing to me. I think that they found me and they're like, this girl, let's give her what she wants because she's going to buy everything that we put out. Because immediately when I started getting into Fourth Wing, like, I was like, oh, well, okay, I'm listening to these books audiobook, but I was so into them that when I wasn't in my car listening to them, I wanted to be reading them. So I bought an edition and I bought a paperback. And it just so happened that the paperback was like a deluxe version that had the sprayed side edge and it was fancy and a Target edition, whatever. And I was like, well, okay, this will be my reading copy. But then I have to have a nice copy to put on my shelf. Which copy should I get? Well, I want a first printing, but first printings at the time were really expensive because Onyx Storm had just come out or was just about to come out. So I was like, oh, there just so happens to be a holiday edition, which is a really cool cover. And it's a red cover with a black side edge. Cool, I'll get that. So now all of my collector versions of them that I don't read are like a hardcover set, but then I also need the paperback set to finish my reading like my brain just goes very out of control when it comes to these books. I have a lot of like rules, I think, when it comes to like my book collecting. But everything gets
do. We all get you.
It all just gets like impacted. Like immediately after just talking about the side edges, I went down a rabbit hole of these Hunger Games books because now they have the deluxe editions with the side edge and they're beautiful. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, I want them. But do I just get books 1, 2, and 3? Because technically that's the original trilogy, but it comes in a box set with book 4. But then there isn't a version of it for book 5. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Do I just not get any of them? But I should get them because they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. So trendy.
And speaking of trendy gorgeousness with foil embellishments, Carly, the Slovak book with the super trendy side edge, also
has foiling. Sorry.
Yes.
Foiling on the front.
It does. It definitely does. I was looking at my Greek books with the side edges, the new ones.
Oh,
they came out this year too. They're multicolored side edges.
Wait,
so well
can you
done.
hold it up? Can you hold it up?
So trendy.
Let me point the camera.
All right.
Well, while you're looking, I can just continue with the
they're
Slovak
colors.
book really quick. Like, they didn't have to put shiny foil on the front. It was already really cool. But they just did. They're like, let's change it up. Let's add some foil. That's in right now.
We talked a lot about that in our last episode. But yeah, that was something that they did to change the 20th anniversary to the 25th anniversary was let's make it trendy by fixing up that side edge and adding some foil. Oh, I see, Carly.
Let's be honest.
Cool.
You see that on the shelf at a store, and you're like, ooh, it's shiny. Like, I think that's just like a human thing.
Yeah.
You know? That's why everyone's so into like
we're attracted to shiny things. It's okay.
Yeah, say like the jewelry, the diamonds, the emeralds, the silver, the gold, platinum.
Ooh.
You know? Why else the kids buy fool's gold? It's worth nothing, but it's shiny.
It's pretty.
We'll like it. All right. The next trend we want to talk about is when books have alternate dust jackets, or the dust jacket they have is reversible, so you can flip it around. So I'm thinking specifically again to this is core memory unlocked. Back to the Series of Unfortunate Events books, which now that I'm thinking about it, they were like trendy before this happened.
They're like the hipster
because
books.
If you get one of the books, I can't remember. I think it's I don't remember which one. There's a reversible jacket, and if you turn it around, the title's like The Luckiest Kids in the World, and it just shows these like kids in the front being super happy. And there's like a thing in the book that's like, this book is really depressing, but if you want people to not know that you're reading a depressing book, use the alternate jacket and cover it in. And then like they even have like an alternate little like blurb on the back. And I remember that the blurb starts with like, saddle up for a halo of happiness with the 3 luckiest kids in the world. Like, they have parties and cake and ice cream all the time. And that was so cool. But books are doing it now too. Melanie, which ones are you specifically thinking of when you wrote this one down?
The thing is I don't know of any like Harry Potter books that do that have a reversible.
I don't either. But like, is there another one that you saw recently that you're like, yeah?
No, I think I was just looking up what's trending in books right now, and then this is something that came up. Alternate artworks. I mean, actually, technically, we do have the German books, exactly. So German books 6 and 7, they put out an alternate dust jacket for them to kind of test the artwork. For those of you who don't know, so they did that, and they did like a poll to see like, oh, do you like this artwork better, or do you like this one? And the one that won is the one that we have now. So the book does exist with the artwork that didn't win. I think all of us have that for book 6. We all have book 6 alternate artwork. Book 7 is stupid impossible to get. I think we only know of like 2 people that have copies. They're very, very difficult to get, but super, super cool. So we do have those alternate covers. In our world, they are very collectible. So to see that that's like a thing that's up and coming right now is like kind of cool. And I would like to see that come about with more Harry Potter books. I think that'd be cool.
I would too. And now I really want to send you guys a picture of that Lemony Snicket book with the luckiest kids in the it's hysterical.
That would be amazing.
I remember like looking at it being like, this is so funny. Like, why did they do this? They didn't need to do this, but they did. Because why not? All right. Oh man, the next one, something that's, I mean, in my collection has always been like, this is a step up, is when a book has a ribbon bookmark featured in the book. But now I'm thinking, like, does the Bengali book have a ribbon bookmark?
I think it does.
Isn't there like a really bad one that has one too?
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure that it is Bengali, actually, which is funny because Bengali.
My Bengali book,
funny.
One of my Bengali book 3s has a ribbon bookmark, and my book 6 does.
I'm pretty sure my book 1 has a ribbon bookmark, and it's like, is that the saving grace of the book? It's just that it has a ribbon bookmark. But like. No.
But I do remember talking about it saying, well, at least it has a ribbon bookmark.
I mean, so far, just in like thinking about all of these trends that we've been talking about, right? This is the 4th trend. The deluxe illustrated editions seem to hit like every single one of these trends, because not only does it have a ribbon bookmark, it has 2 ribbon bookmarks in it, which it comes with like dual ones. Like I know the one for Philosopher's Stone is like, there's a purple and yellow one, which is a really cool. Yeah. It also has the gilded golden side edge. It has all the gold foiling. And I guess you can kind of count like alternate dust jacket. It has the sleeve that it goes in. Like that is super, super cool that it has that. So, yeah, I mean, just keep those books in mind when we talk about more of the trends.
I think it would be appropriate to, instead of saying alternate dust jackets or reversible covers, to also include like a sleeve.
Yeah.
In that, because it's not like it's a different cover for the book, but it's a different way to present the book, that when you look at it, it doesn't just look at face value like the more common version of the book.
Sure.
It's a good way to differentiate the two.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the next one, I know that, I mean, Carly loves talking about things that are embossed, but anything that's embossed that has any, or debossed, so anything that's raised or indented on the cover that you can run your hands over and you just get that tactile delight with your little fingers. And especially we talk about it when it's used with a book that has like a matte finish or even like that buttery smooth finish, and it's
I
great.
mean,
And that's always making a book feel a little bit more special, I guess, than just slapping the picture on a cover.
that's something that we talk
Even
about
if there's no foil. Even if there's no foil.
No, we talk about that in every tots. That's something that always like stands out to us when we do our translation of the shows. Like I know I always think of Bosnian right off the bat. Bosnian is like a matte cover book with a lot of, it's not even just the logo that's like this glossy detail. There are other images on the covers that have that glossy detail too. And when you run your fingers over it, you get like that experience, you know.
It's like a surprise.
That's
almost.
so cool. Yeah, surprise.
Like, ooh, the owl's a little smoother.
Ooh.
Whoa. Ooh. That wasn't supposed to be an owl noise.
I thought that I was like, wait,
realized,
are you trying to be like the Tootsie Pop? Woohoo!
No,
One,
that was not
two.
a a hoot.
It sounded like it.
If I was to do an actual owl hoot, it would be way better than that. That was a terrible owl.
Let's see then.
No, I'm not gonna do a hoot.
The audience wants to hear it.
Ooh.
Let's see. That was perfect. Great.
That's one of my favorite knock knock jokes, Carly. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who?
Who?
There's an owl in here. Oh my gosh.
I love
my
that joke,
God.
actually.
That's a dad joke of the show.
It is.
So the next one is something that I think applies to the book that we're going to talk about for the translation of the show, but it definitely applies to many other books too. When there's any sort of internal art added to a book or decor, such as like chapter headers or like exclusive sketches, I'm thinking specifically of the 10th anniversary Philosopher, 10th anniversary Sorcerer's Stone edition that has that like sketch of Snape by J.K. Rowling, and then it has that additional Mary Grand Pré art on the inside. There's like a color picture, and then even if it's just
a
like
map,
an extra. Yeah, I was gonna say an
like
extra
the
map
checkbooks
or
have
a
the
timeline.
maps. An internal art
character guide,
sometimes,
a glossary,
or a quiz.
There's a quiz in the book that we're gonna talk about. But even too, like, just extra pages at the end. I'm thinking of some of the anniversary editions that just have like, hey, here's like a 2-page history of this franchise so far and like what an impact it's had on the world. Like, that's cool to put in there. You don't need to do that. Or as my wife would say, a book's not worth reading if it doesn't start with a map.
That's a great point. That is
Honestly,
a great point.
I feel that because literally, like, the first thing I do when they start describing these new worlds is I look up the map.
The map.
Yeah. Again, Fourth Wing, you have the map right at the beginning of the book.
Got the map.
Very necessary.
Got the map. I would also include for this one, like, there are some books that have, like, in the middle of them, like a bunch of glossy pages that have either like color photos or color illustrations on them. I'm thinking specifically about like deluxe editions of biographies that might include like real photos in the middle, that just add a little extra value.
I remember those.
So yeah, it's really great to put those in.
I feel like also in general, we could also add just illustrated editions are crazy trendy right now. You're seeing any book, they're coming out with an illustrated edition for it. And we know that because the Harry Potter books have been coming out with illustrated editions. The Hunger Games just came out with illustrated editions, and they're working on their whole series with those. I feel like I need to get those too. Like, here's the thing. I know I'm like referring back to TikTok a lot, but again, we're talking about trends, and I feel like it makes sense because it's social media. But like, I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was like, it showed like someone having their bookshelf, and it had all of these like series from our childhood, our quote unquote childhood, like pre-teenhood. And it was like Harry Potter, the Hunger Games, Divergent series, Twilight for those people that like Twilight. Like, it's that. And then all of those people are now reading books like the Fourth Wing series and ACOTAR and all of those books. Like,
I mean,
you're
you
just kind of like
named
throwing
the two franchises that my wife is obsessed with.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is,
ACOTAR, Fourth Wing.
She and I need to talk about ACOTAR because I'm dragging myself through it. I am.
She's on an ACOTAR trivia team.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Maybe she could explain it to me. I feel like there's something I'm just not getting about it. I'm on the third book and everyone's like, the third book is so good. And I'm like, I'm so bored. I'm bored. Fourth Wing was so much better. And I have a friend that like, we've been reading these books together and I got her into Fourth Wing. I got her into like some other books or whatever. I was like, you need to read this and you need to read that. She told me to read ACOTAR, so I finally picked it up to read it. And like the first 90% of the first book was so boring, and the last 10% was great. And then the second book, all of it was like, I would say, pretty good. And now this one, I'm just bored out of my mind. It's so boring. But I feel like I have to. I'm committed now.
Yep.
It's exhausting.
You're committed.
Exhausting. Sorry.
I feel like this one kind of, goes it along with the interior art or decor, like any bonus content or author's notes. I think we just talked about that, like extra stuff at the end of the book. But you did put on the notes, which I want to bring up, like putting special edition extras like extra art or like an alternate ending or like an exclusive chapter about something or like a Q&A with the author or exclusive sketches or something. Those are really big to like hype pre-orders, especially for books that are like in a franchise that's popular. Like especially like you just mentioned with your Hunger Games conundrum and most of our Harry Potter conundrum. Now, books that you haven't collected, you're considering getting multiple copies of the same book. Mm-hmm. It's almost like what Taylor Swift does with albums. It's like, oh, now this album has an exclusive 2 tracks, but if I get it from Walmart, I get these exclusive 2 tracks. But if I get the LP, it comes with alternate art. But if I get 4 different LPs of the same album, it forms a bigger picture and I can put them together. It's like you're getting people to buy 6 versions of the same thing. Which is marketing genius, right? And we all are falling for
Sounds
it.
Sounds like my type of people.
Another. Yeah, exactly. So, it's working.
Yeah.
But I feel like those could go together. And then the final one is any sort of themed box set or collector's edition of a book, especially if it's called the collector's edition. I was thinking, like, how many times have we seen like, oh, Harry Potter collector's edition? Like, what? I'm a collector. What is that? And then me? Are you talking to me? What? Huh? Me? And then I look at it. I'm like, no, I don't need it. It's not for me. I don't need this collector's edition ornament or collector's edition pen bag or mini bag. Like, I don't need that. But just the fact that they say collector's edition like always pulls my attention, and I have to read what it is.
Yep. Same, honestly. It's like, cool. And then they say, like, usually the collector's editions, especially for Harry Potter, like, first printing 5 million copies or whatever, something ridiculous. Like, cool. I'll wait till it's on sale.
Yeah, right? Rush out to the store so you can get one of the millions of collector's edition.
Yeah, guys, look at what I just put into the notes. Did you just see that?
But I will.
I have not yet.
Oh, there they are, the Hunger Games books.
Look how pretty they are. They're beautiful.
Oh, I saw those in a store. They almost made me want to read the Hunger Games, and I didn't like I read the first 40 pages of book 1 and decided I didn't care anymore. And those almost make me want to buy those just to look at them.
You just broke my heart because it is my Roman Empire right now.
I know she lives. Movie 3 was out when I read the first 40 pages.
Can I just tell? Anymore. Hold up. I'm about to. You know that meme where she's like talking about like Glinda the Good Witch, and he's like, she wore the dress, man, like that. I am about to just like, are you kidding me? I know she lives, so that's why you didn't read the book. Literally, the entire premise of Sunrise on the Reaping, which just came out, is about Haymitch's Hunger Games, which we know he lives, and the story blows your mind. It was one of the best books in the series, and you knew what was going to happen, and you go into it being like, oh my God, but how crazy could this book be? We know his Hunger Games already. They told us what happened during Catching Fire. How crazy could it be? It can be. It can be that crazy. The series is so good. I'm so upset.
I didn't care for her, like, I also didn't care for her writing too much. Like, it was just boring to me. I couldn't get into it.
I'm like heavy breathing right now.
I'm super picky. Like, if I can't get into the book really within a first page, I'm not going to read it. And that's really hard for most books to meet. I gave it 40 pages worth of a chance because all my friends were reading it and I just didn't like it. But the book art is great. Like, I actually love the book art. I have copies of the first editions of the books because I love the art so much.
I want to cry right now.
I'm
and
sorry.
The thing is,
actually,
I have never experienced an author coming out with a book that you thought you knew the whole premise of the book. She writes the book and writes it in such a brilliant way that she immediately wants you to go back and read the entire series. It's brilliant. It's brilliant marketing.
I think that's well done.
Because the way that Sunrise on the Reaping is written, it gives you a completely different perspective on this character's entire motivation through all of the other books. And you're like, oh my God, I have to immediately start and reread the original trilogy after reading it because I see this character in a completely different way. It's brilliant. She's a brilliant writer. Oh my God.
I wish, like, I would love that for more of my favorite series or more of my favorite books, to find a character that we love, like, I don't know, Luna, let's say, and write the whole series from Luna's point of view. What she was up to during the first 4 books.
People have always wanted, like, a Marauders,
yeah.
you know, spin-off.
Like, that would be so much fun. And to have somebody be able to do that well, like she did, is great. And I'm glad you enjoy it tremendously.
I just wish you would give the Hunger Games a try. What I want you to do is I want you to watch. The audiobook is fantastic. I literally just reread it. She's so passionate, and the way that she reads it, like, you could tell that she does a fabulous job. Erik, you don't like it?
No, I do. I kind of want to read them again now because I want to read the new one.
Literally,
I have credits on Audible. I'm almost finished. Well, I'm on the last book of the series I'm rereading, and so I may go and just see what's going on with Hunger Games and if I missed out on anything.
What I think you should do is,
if it's movie watching, I probably won't watch the movies. I have a hard time with sitting still and watching movies.
I guess I was gonna say just watch the first movie and then read the second book, because the second book is probably my favorite of the series. I love the second book, but since Sunrise of the Reaping has gotten me thinking about books in such a different way. I
love that.
I've been obsessed. Like I said, it's my Roman Empire right now. It's like all I think about are the Hunger Games. Cat in the Hat will never be
the same. Thanks to Sunrise Reaping.
It's oh my God, it was so good. Sorry. Just a little tangent.
I think that's great.
Not Harry Potter related tangent, but oh my God, I can't believe that you said that.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't mean to, like, be hard. But I love the book art. And
the books are beautiful.
The art is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, and now that we've talked about all these trends that are going on these days, we kind of looked at our shelves when we were picking the translation of the show and wanted to include one that had some of these trends, maybe before it was trendy for the Harry Potter books. And we are going to discuss the one that we landed on after these messages from your no, I'm just kidding. You can edit that out, Tommy.
From Menards.
For Menards. Not sponsored by Menards. No, I'm kidding. Now we'll talk about it in our next segment, which is translation of the show.
Fabulous. doing that?
It's me. I'm gonna take a nice deep breath. Now that we're done talking about the Hunger Games, I would love to talk to you guys about our translation of the show, which is the 20th anniversary Philosopher's Stone, which for those of you who don't know, this book came out in 8 different versions. 8. Because there were 4 house editions for both paperback and hardcover that came out for this book. So you have Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, hardcover, and paperback for all of these. So if you're a crazy person like me and Carly, I don't think Erik is this crazy, but if you're like me and Carly, we have all... Oh, you do have all of them. Oh, no, you have all hardcover? You don't have paperback?
I only have all the hardcovers.
Only have the hardcovers.
And I've said it before. I mildly regret like buying all of them hardcover. And I did have at least 1 or maybe 2 soft covers. And then once I realized what this was going to entail, I'm like, nope, only hardcover for me. Like I had to.
No, I just
like,
committed.
I'm not buying that many books. Like,
when they brought out book 1, I was like, I'll just buy all of them. And then I realized after I'd already started, it's buying the soft and hardcover from all the houses.
Yep.
All 7 books.
Yep.
And then your shelf looks like you're a crazy person.
Yeah, I mean, what I did was I put them on top of my shelves and like organized them.
That looks really nice
on top, and it looks very cute that way. So you might have ended up with 8 separate sets of Harry Potter books if you decided to collect all of these, like Carly and myself. So we're specifically going to be talking about the hardcover version, which, not for nothing, I kind of prefer the paperbacks to the hardcovers.
Same.
I think the quality is better.
My favorite hard or soft cover is Hufflepuff Book 2.
Oh yeah, it's so nice. They're beautiful.
Perfect. So perfect.
I will say, I mean, we could get more into this when we like actually like tots it up, but and
I think we should do an entire episode on this set in general because
it's so well done.
It's a lot.
I could
it's a lot to
talk
talk
for half
about.
an hour about this.
The paperback versions, the side edge just has like a solid color, whereas the hardcover has like individual stripes depending on which house you have. So Hufflepuff just has these like thick black stripes. Slytherin has like these thin silver stripes across. Ravenclaw is bronze, is it? I can't see it from where I'm sitting.
Ravenclaw
Right. Yeah, it's like thin bronze. Well, that's the foiling change. The foiling changed, not the side edge.
Right.
And then there's like yellow stripes for that. Yeah, I mean that is interesting, Erik, especially if you're going to be talking about Ravenclaw. I'm partial to the Hufflepuff one. I thought it'd be cool if we each talked about like our own houses in talking about each of these books, but.
Oh, right
was
now?
it? Yeah, we could. I don't see why not.
Oh, okay,
It doesn't have to be
do that.
Hufflepuff.
I'll put away my Hufflepuff and get a Ravenclaw book.
Might as well. So Hufflepuff is actually the only one out of the 4 houses that doesn't do this, or kind of it follows suit. If you look at the entire hardcover set of the Hufflepuff books, it goes black jacket, yellow font, then yellow jacket, black font, and go alternate. So when you see the books on your shelf, it goes black jacket, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow. But the first books for Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, and Slytherin all have black jackets, but instead of it having bronze foiling for Ravenclaw, gold foiling for Gryffindor, and silver for Slytherin, it has blue for Hufflepuff, blue for Ravenclaw, red for Gryffindor, and green for Slytherin on just book 1, which is kind of interesting. And I feel like that, like, for us as collectors is like, oh my god, I can't believe that they did that. That's really annoying. That's a continuity error. But it kind of also shows that maybe they were only going to do book 1 but then
Right.
decided to do the whole set because it sold well. Like, that's my thought.
I'm also curious in later prints of book 1 if the foiling changed or if they kept it like the green for the Slytherin or blue for the... But the blue Hufflepuff
like
is
later
really hard to
editions.
read on the black. So
Blue. The blue for Ravenclaw. Yeah.
yeah.
It is hard.
That's
It is hard to see. But the bronze foiling on that I feel like is so pretty. Like when they switched over to the bronze foiling. Yeah, I know that doesn't look great. But I like the bronze foiling a lot. I think it's really nice.
I like the bronze on the blue. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
beautiful.
bronze and
Like,
the blue
I-
looks great.
Well,
yeah,
because
like, I grabbed a Chamber of Secrets. It's so cool looking. Like it's a color combo that you just don't see.
you also don't see it a lot because the
In the book?
movies went with it was blue and bronze for the first movie, maybe the second movie, but then by the third, Ravenclaw was kind of like rebranded a little bit, and they went with blue and gray in the movies. So everything,
Yeah.
a lot of Ravenclaw merch is blue and gray, and it's not blue and bronze, which it's supposed to be. So how we got our books, I'm pretty sure I just got mine on Amazon UK. I remember having a really difficult time with them, but I got them on Amazon UK.
Mine came from
I got mine on-
Bloomsbury.
Oh,
I
that's
just-
Direct from Bloomsbury?
Well, I have a friend in Wales, and she ordered 2 sets for both of us, and
Right.
so mine came directly from Bloomsbury.
Right, because to order directly from Bloomsbury, you need
You need a UK
address in the UK.
Yeah.
I think you can buy them in Ireland too. I think Ireland they let you buy them direct from Bloomsbury. I'm not sure, but I think that's also true. But yeah, you have to put in your address and you have to have a credit card that has a bank that
And
is in the UK.
if
So,
I go to like
that-
Bloomsbury website
hard.
now, it'll say you're located in the US, it looks like. Are you sure you can't shop here? Do you want to stay on the
can't
site?
shop here. Go away.
Right.
Go away.
Nothing to see here. Go away. I got mine on Amazon US actually.
Ah.
There was a reseller. I don't know who it was, but they were reselling them on Amazon US, and the listing was like a weird title. Like it had like a weird slash in it, or like the font was interesting, or they had like a number code at the end of it. But I tried it and it arrived, and so that's where I got a lot of mine for all of these in the set actually. And then I did end up switching to Book Depository after a while.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
For
Oh, I
for
miss
the rest
Book
of for the rest of
Depository.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was great. Like when the later ones started coming out, because they didn't release all these at the same time. I don't know if
No.
you mentioned that, Melanie. Like they released book 1 hardcover paperback for all 4 houses, and then we had to wait like a really long time for like book 2, and then book 3 and book 4. So that's where, Erik looking at his tiny bookshelf is like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna have enough room for
This
all
was
these.
a big undertaking.
I don't
Yeah.
know if they announced at the beginning that they were going to do the whole series. At least if they did, I missed that. Like,
No,
I
got
don't remember.
bored.
I don't think that they did. I think that they only announced like the book 1, and then when they
Yeah, for the anniversary, because it came out on the 25th
Right.
anniversary.
Yeah. 20th. Yeah.
20th anniversary.
The
Yeah.
20th, I'm sorry. But like
Yeah. I don't know.
the rest of them don't have anniversary stickers on
No,
it. It's
they
just
don't.
the anniversary of book 1.
And also,
but-
it's very common for them to be seen called as house editions rather than the 20th anniversary editions. Which, I mean, they are house editions, but to me, in my mind, it's always going to be that 20th anniversary.
20th anniversary. I agree. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the hardest of how difficult these are to get today, it's a 1. Like you could just get them. I
But
feel
I've
like
heard
they're
that book 6 is actually hard to find.
really.
Like, I think
Interesting.
it's Slytherin book 6, because Slytherin book 6 I don't have.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
So,
Very interesting.
and I didn't
Yeah.
pre-order them. I was in the middle of, like, moving states when all of that, so I didn't...
I have an extra one.
Oh, we'll chat.
It's in Spanish.
Oh.
Oh.
I
I have the first 4 house editions in Spanish.
I think
I
have book 1 in
randomly
Spanish.
acquired
Yeah.
books
They're beautiful.
5 and 6 Hufflepuff in Spanish, and book 6 Slytherin edition. Someone just like dropped them off in my classroom one day. They're like, "Hey, heard you like these?" Or no, maybe my mother-in-law dropped them off. It's just one of those times where like someone's like, "Hey, I found a Harry Potter book in Chinese. Here." I'm like,
I love
"Thanks."
that though.
I love it. I love it so much.
Pretty
People
fun.
look at that and they're like, I know someone that'll actually appreciate this. It's me. Me.
Exactly, just like Melanie at the store earlier. You're that person.
mean, I did appreciate that. Now I'm looking at this German book right here. I'm like, the next time I go to Greenport, that book is coming with. I'm gonna give it to them. I'm gonna like put a picture of our QR code as a bookmark in it or something. I don't know. Figure out something cool. All right, let's talk about let's do like a little tots scale situation of this book. Open it up and give it a whiff. Gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'd give it an exceeds expectations. I kind of like how it smells. It's not like crazy great, but I think it smells pretty good.
Mine smells like Elmer's glue, and I like the smell of Elmer's glue. So,
There you go.
I mean, it's not anything to write home about, but it's not bad.
I mean, I'm gonna give it an acceptable. I think it's fine. Again, acceptable for smell for me. Fine, that's a good score. Really, it's not bad smelling. It's all right. Like,
Yeah.
right. But yeah, I'm surprised that there isn't more of a chemical smell like the Slovak book
from the
sprayed
sideage.
sidage.
I think maybe it's been out long enough, though, hopefully.
It's
Could've
probably
been,
like
yeah.
aired.
Yeah.
I should have smelled that thing right away.
Right away, like right when you open the box and be like, man,
Hindsight
in 8
is
years,
2020.
this is going to be exceeds expectations, or however long it was.
If I had a time machine, the first thing I would do is go back.
And smell the books.
I wouldn't go back and buy like a Malayalam for like $5.
But you would go back and smell
I
it.
would. I'd go back and smell this Ravenclaw.
A pre-order Asturian, could you imagine?
Why'd we go there? I would just go back and buy like 10 copies of Philosopher's Stone in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, who's that guy waiting outside the bookstore to open? I don't know. Anything big coming out today? No.
No,
Nah.
nothing. That's right.
So silly.
Wink.
All right. Size and proportions. I honestly, I'll give it an exceeds expectations. I kind of like the size and proportions. It's a little like
Same.
little. It's a little, but it's also like stocky. Like it's cute. It's like a chubby little book, you know? Exceeds expectations.
I agree. It's a good one. I like it. I like the size. Charlie's holding up the.
Yeah, it's the same. But I like that it's wider. It has more content, right? They added special things to it, so
Yeah. It's got a little more heft.
I like the size and proportions, and yeah, I actually really am gonna have to say outstanding. I like it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. How it feels in your hand. Just gonna give it an acceptable. I don't so much like the texture of the jacket, if I'm being completely honest, and I'll get more into that
I do.
when we talk
No.
about the quality.
Oh,
but
I do not.
I don't love the
Quality
jacket
is a
texture.
different story. I love how I love the rounded spine, and I love how it sits in my hand, because my hands are small. It's hard for me to find a book that can sit there easily. But this one does, so I'm going to have to say, and I love how smooth the jacket is and the texture of it, so it's going to be like exceeds expectations plus outstanding minus.
Readability for me, it's a great deal, but like in terms of holding it in my hands and like reading it, how it feels. But I do really like the embossed stuff on the front. That feels nice.
Same.
But the cover, the paper just feels like not thick enough. Like it could have been a little thicker. They could have kept the same same kind of glossiness on the background, but it just kind of feels like a cheap magazine.
Well, that's a
almost,
quality issue, sir.
That's a quality issue. I know. So that's which leads me into, I'm going to give it an acceptable for feel. But quality, I'm also not like super jazzed about it. And I think I'm going to go acceptable again, because I think there are some things that are done really well, but then the things that aren't, such as like the quality of the jacket, kind of just takes away from that. So you're like, oh, the side edge is great. That's really well done. I love the colors. They pop really well. You know, I love the different kind of art that they have on the front. We'll talk about that in a second, but like they added some new stuff. They made that look really nice, but the quality of the materials just could have been a little bit better, which is a shame because the content's great. Materials, maybe not.
The quality,
So
I'm
giving it an A for that.
I'm going to say poor. I love how it feels in my hand. All of that's great and all of that, but like it does not wear well. Like that's all been bumped. They weren't warehoused well before they were stored. Probably because they made so many and they just jammed them in there. But they made the jacket a little bit taller than the board, so it's prone to like getting real bad edge wear there.
Yeah, mine's getting.
And like mine came with tears along the edges. It came looking like it had been chewed on. And that's frustrating. And then the black that they used, it shows wear so poorly. Like if you get it in the right light, you can see like almost white smudges from where it's like rubbed against other books. So the quality of the black ink, I think, is maybe what it is. Maybe the quality of the paper, but also the ink used, because it is a good quality black. It's a nice matte black. And they had to use probably a decent saturation to get it there, but it shows wear so much. So I'm just going to have to say poor. It feels like great idea, but not well executed.
Yeah, I completely agree. I also would say poor for all of the things that you said. It's also like there's certain attention to details that just overall for the book I don't love. Yeah. Like I really love the end papers are a really nice, rich golden yellow, but the side edge is like a bright yellow. And that's just me kind of talking about Hufflepuff. I know you guys are looking at your own houses, but for me, that I kind of don't love. I wish it was all kind of the same tone. And also, this could just be a Hufflepuff issue because they use a black detailing for the side edge, but a lot of my striping bleeds. And I think that it was that way for a lot of my Hufflepuff books. So that's something that I don't like. I think that, again, we're talking about like book trends. This is when they first started doing like a side edge on Harry Potter books. So maybe they were like testing things out. And I think that technology is just advanced between 5 years ago when they came out with this book versus now when they came out with like the Slovak book. And you could see the difference in the detailing that they did in the side edge for that book. But can I blame the quality of 5 years ago on lack of technology or just like it's just cheaply made? I don't know.
I think it's both, because if I look at the sprayed side edge, my green is like not thorough. Like there's different.
It's not like
patchy.
it's not even.
No, you can see. It's hard to show on camera because it looks a lot more even. But like when I look at it, there's like light and dark patches of green. Like the sprayer wasn't evenly done. So part of it's going to be technology, I do think. However, the Danish with their black sprayed side edge nailed it, and this was before they had the house edition, so they figured out how to do a black side edge.
That is very true.
Really well. So
I'm pretty sure the German spell.
That too.
Yeah.
So I mean, now, that's a design.
These came out in
that has more to it than just the side edge, because it had to go into the page a little bit in order for you to kind of tilt the pages to make the words.
So this was 2017.
Yeah, and I mean that's beautifully saturated.
So
you're kind of convincing me to switch it to a poor. So I'm gonna keep it an A, but say it has some poor elements.
All right.
Yeah.
A minus.
Or notes. Cover art, interpretation of the cover art. I mean, I'm gonna say I like the cover art. I like the fact that each house is different. I just think that that's really cool, really nice, like attention to detail. I like that they use the Johnny Duddle font, which kind of like makes it cohesive to the like something that we already know is recognizable, but then still came out with something new, simple, and classic. And then like the back of the book comes out with like on the back of Philosopher's Stone it has like the Fat Friar, like
or the Bloody Baron for Slytherin.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's really cool how they kind of did the customization for each house.
What I love is that this is Levi Pinfold who did the art for the house editions, and he's also doing book 6 of the illustrated now. So we'll get to see more of his art. So I'm really excited. I like Levi's art on the house editions as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I really like about the art is that, and I'm just pulled a whole bunch of them off my shelf. Like the first book is very different. The crest is like exclusively Hufflepuff, exclusively Slytherin. But as you progress through the series, the inside is the same. So like the image of, I'm looking at 2 Chamber of Secrets ones. Like the inside is snakes, but then the outside is surrounded by something exclusive to that house. So there's still like that sense of continuity with all of them, but it's still uniquely that house. So, and I think that's really cool because it's subtle. It's not in your face. And just kind of at a quick glance, they might all look the same. But if you really take the time to slow down and look at all the details, I do think that's really cool. So, I mean, not only is it like related to the house, like there's like a bee on the Hufflepuff one, but like there is stuff from that book in there, like Dobby's in there on the Chamber of Secrets one. Sirius Black is in, not Sirius Black. Yeah, like the transformed friends are like woven into the bottom. So it's cool. I really like it. I'm giving it an exceeds expectations because it's almost the direct opposite of the first edition of this book with the Thomas Taylor art that's really colorful, in your face.
Yeah.
You know, really face value what it is. It's like it's a kid, it's a train, there's smoke. In case of the, you know. But this one, it's like, oh, it's Harry Potter, and there's like a crest, and then you look at it, like it's actually stuff from Harry Potter in the crest, which is cool. So I really like it. Exceeds expectations for me.
Excellent.
And X Factor, I mean, you could honestly say, like, I think it's cool. It ties back into what we were talking about for our main segment with the trends. It has the sprayed at side edge. It has, the later books have like the foiling, but it has, the embellishments on the dust jacket. These don't have a ribbon bookmark, but, they have interior embellishments as well. And I think that my X Factor would be just how they have those extra informational chapters at the end. So like if you go to the end of my Hufflepuff Philosopher's Stone, there's like a sorting quiz in it, which is really cute. There's also
and those pages are in. Carly and I discussed before you hopped on the chat that like the quiz and the sorting is the same in every book,
right? But then they have like memorable Hufflepuff student, house common room, head of house
with cool illustrations.
Yeah, famous like, Hufflepuff really alumni, cool. The house cup, like lots of really cute additions in the back that I think are really great.
I think they all show at the beginning of that section a kid going into the dormitory of that respected house, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I skipped over that page.
That's really cool.
Hold on.
Right after the quiz.
Hold up.
That one.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's so fun. I mean, that's really cool too because like this is exactly like how it is in Hogwarts Legacy, like the Hufflepuff common room.
Yeah, with all the barrels, the casks or whatever. Yeah,
that's really cool. Really, really cool. Do you guys have different X Factors?
I guess my well, for this book individually, I agree. Like it could be any number of things. I really think initially for me it was the side edge.
Same,
got me.
Honestly,
like,
it was the side edge.
When I got it, because I really didn't have a book with a side edge that had different colors, like or more than just a solid color, I should say. Like not only are there different colors, there's a pattern too. So that's cool. I like that a lot. So just because that was my initial reaction to getting this book for the first time, I'll say the side edge is the X factor.
It was what got me, so I'm going to have to say that.
I mean, there's a reason that people display these books with the side edge out and not the spine. Like, Carly's, right behind Carly, she's got them.
And even like when I get house editions
like
from other translations, I have the side edge out because it's just a nice pop of color on the bookshelf.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
It's not like you don't know what that book is.
And I was like, no, I just look at the language. Oh, there's the Japanese one right over there. Pretty and green.
Oh, I thought it was like the book from Spain or like the rainbow side edge. Yep,
I've got that down on the bottom shelf down there because I have all of those and I alternated like spine out, side edge out because they're so fun. Like the Spanish house editions, they knew what they were doing. I would get all of them, but I have to stop the crazy somewhere.
But do you?
Yeah, I do. I'm out of space.
Oh. We can stop the crazy, but we can also stop something else.
Oh no, I was going to say, or you can continue the crazy by following us on Instagram. You can follow Carly at All the Pretty Books.
Just go with that. That's better. Keep talking,
right? I was like, continue the collector crazy. You can follow Erik at Nocturne Erik. I'm at the Harry Potter Collection. Peter is the Potter Collector. Or you can follow the podcast Instagram, which is at Dialoguealleypodcast. There's a whole bunch of websites that you guys all probably know about. One of the more important ones, I will say, is our Dialogue Alley website, which we love now features like a whatchamacallit, a flow chart, like an interactive flow chart interactive flow chart if you want to determine the value of your US Harry Potter book. We are working on the UK one. I think that Erik and I are both still a little exhausted from doing the US one, so we need to get re-motivated so we can tackle the UK one because it's a huge undertaking. It's a lot. Yeah. Oh my God.
And I want to because I'm seeing so many posts now about, like,
what? But wait. Here's my Half-Blood Prince. Like, what do you mean it's not worth anything? It's a first edition.
Like, that stuff's the same, but the UK stuff that's going to be the end of me is I have a Chamber of Secrets first edition, first printing, Bloomsbury hardcover, second printing. That's not worth money. It's not worth money, but it's worth money.
Yeah.
And then you're like, so there's going to have to be a different kind of groupings. Like, what do you call valuable? Because some of the UK books sell for tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of books. But then you got some that sell for, quote, only $500 or, quote, only $150. So it's still like, in terms of comparing them to the US book value in general, there's like more value to it, but there's also more variables to it as well. So that's just a lot.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's just one of the perks that we, kind of just throw your way here at Dialogue Alley Podcast. Other perks that could come with supporting us is if you support us on Patreon. We have all sorts of cool things. One of them is ad-free episodes. So if you support us on Patreon, you can have access to ad-free episodes, which is really cool because we have ads in our usual episodes. The ads are kind of like targeted based on where you live, which is kind of funky. Like, I thought that was really funny. I was like, how does it know like that I go to PC Richards and to give me advertisements? I'm like, you people don't even know what PC Richards is, but we have it here on Long Island. Nope. So yeah, I mean, if you
I get O'Reilly Auto Parts.
See, you never know. I mean, if you like listening to the ads, that's cool. But you could support us on Patreon. You get a lot of other perks as well. One of those is, you get to listen in live to our episodes and hear all of our crazy shenanigans on the side. And we have like a little pre-show chat usually that we hop into where we talk and catch up and stuff like that. But you also have access to all of our resources and all of our collecting resources. So if you also want to collect all of these Harry Potter books, it's a great place to start. But for now, we're wrapping things up, and it's time to walk back through the archway and into our daily lives, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.